Hey Sandra, are you there? I just want to let you know that I told my mom the dates that we figured out for our wedding. And I showed her some of the pictures that we took when we went out to check out the venue.
Oh, okay, good to know. What did your mom think? Did she have anything to say?
Oh, you know how she is always. She just said that's nice and continued about her business.
I see. So basically we got nothing from that. Are you sure your mom approves of us getting married?
Sure she does. I mean, I know that if you think about it, I am pretty sure my mom is okay with this. Or at the very least, even if she isn't thrilled about it, I don't think that she's against it or anything, especially since before she was always bugging me about when I'd get married. So I don't actually think she'd complain to me now that I actually am.
Guess so, but I certainly get the impression that I'm not the kind of person she imagined marrying you.
I know that you think that, but what is it that you think my mom doesn't like about you?
I think it's because my family came from the country, and I guess your mom might think that I'm a hick or something like that.
I mean, you could be right about that, but I don't see anything wrong with that, and I actually really like your family. Both of your parents have been so nice and welcoming to me, and I'm really grateful for it. The only one to be complaining about any of this at all is my mom.
Oh, well, I really am glad that you like my parents that much. I know that both my parents are big fans of you as well. And I think that my family has plenty to offer and can't just be written off for where they come from. But I just wish that there was a good way to make your mom see all of this.
Well, I can try talking to her and really explaining just how good your family really is. But just know that no matter what she says, I'm still marrying you.
And that makes me really happy to have you say that, but I still wish that your mom wouldn't act like this. I mean, I'm about to marry her son, and it feels like she doesn't want me to.
I understand where you're coming from, but I think we need to give my mom time to get to know you better. Then she'll see how good you are for me and what a good couple we are. I know that she'll come around, so just be patient and focus on the wedding for now. You know, I still feel so lucky to have you in my life, Sandra. I mean, I really can't think of anyone else who I'd like to spend my life with. Not only that, but you really are just so beautiful. I could just spend all day staring into your big, gorgeous eyes.
What is all this about? Do you really like looking at me that much, Anthony?
Of course I do. I love you, and I really like your family as well. I've enjoyed the times that we've spent to visit with your parents. They are always eating the freshest foods straight from their garden and even send us home with some stuff. I mean, what could there even be to dislike about that? Especially when the quality of the food that they're giving us is the kind that we'd have to shell out extra for in a normal grocery store.
I have to say that I was pretty surprised by just how much you seemed to like being out there. But only in a good way. I was just happy that you weren't judging my family at all. After all, your mom isn't the only person to look down on me for where my family is from.
Well, I don't think that way in the slightest, but it is true that I don't have a single relative that lives the way that your parents do. So maybe that's why ever since I was little, I've dreamed about living on a big farm or ranch, just to be able to escape the hustle and bustle and noise of the city. When you come home, sound is so nice. But my mom is just the opposite. I think that back in her day, kids from the farm were bullied and looked down on more than our generation.
Well, you know that it's not all beautiful sunsets and fresh produce, right? I mean, out there's also lots of bugs and pests, and there's hardly anything to do in town, too.
I know, but it's not like you're bringing any of those negatives from the countryside with you when you visit my mom. But also, your brother is taking over the family farm anyways, right? Not only that, but your parents also said that when they retired, they were going to settle into a retirement home. Isn't that right?
That's what they said. They have a decent amount saved up over the years and said they didn't want to be a burden on us kids.
And I've tried explaining all that to my mom as well, but no matter how many times I try to tell her, she just doesn't seem to get it.
Well, I don't think that your mom's dislike for the country comes from any real logic or good reason. I think maybe she was just raised a different way and hasn't gotten over her biases.
I guess, but I think that we should let her get away with that just because she's older. But also at this point, I just hope that she won't make any trouble for us in the future. Especially considering that my mom is basically only going to have her pension to live off. So when she finally settles down, I think that the duty of taking care of her is going to fall on me. I mean, of course I have my sister as well, but as the eldest child, I think it'll mostly be my job.
Yeah, I guess that does make sense. But that would mean that I would also be taking care of her, right?
I mean, I certainly wouldn't hope that you would leave me to do it all by myself, but yes, I think that's the situation.
Of course not. I'd love to help out in any way that I can. I just hope that your mom and I can become closer before that happens.
Well, thanks again so much for talking to me about this. I'll think of what I can try to say to Mom, but I just don't know what to do these days.
I understand, but the most important thing for me right now is trying to become closer to her. I mean, I know that we'll all have a long time to do so since you and I are getting married, but still.
I know what you mean, and I really am sorry that this is even an issue in the first place, but I just hope that Mom actually liked the venue I showed her. I told her about how the catering company we were looking at had some of her favorite dishes, but she just gave me the same stoic response.
Yeah, that woman really is inscrutable, but hopefully with time we can see more eye to eye.
Hey there, Sandra. I just wanted to let you know that I tried talking to my mom.
Oh no, it doesn't sound like you're about to tell me very good news.
Well, it's actually about the day of the wedding. My mom wants me to go and pick up my grandparents and bring them here.
Wait, what? I thought you said that your sister was going to be doing that, right?
Yeah, I mean, she was supposed to, but I guess that her car broke down the other day, and it won't be repaired in time before the wedding.
Oh no, that really sucks. Tell her that I'm sorry that that happened, but I still don't get why you would have to go. I mean, it's literally your wedding day, and it's probably best if we just stick close to the venue, don't you think? Besides, will you even have the time to be able to go and get them?
Well, my mom was saying that the groom really doesn't have all that much of a role in the wedding until the very end, so I guess she really wants me to go and get my grandparents.
I can understand that, but it doesn't mean that there aren't things that you need to do to get ready for when I walk down the aisle. And what happens if you get caught in traffic while you're out? What would we do then?
I've been thinking about that as well, but my mom really insistent about this. She really said that she wanted me to spend more time with my grandparents and that I should be trying to make good final memories with them.
I mean, it's not that I don't respect the sentiment or anything, but shouldn't there be other memories that you try and make on the day of your wedding?
Sandra, you and I are absolutely on the same side with all of this, but I just couldn't turn down my mom. She just kept asking me over and over again.
I see. Well, I guess it sounds like you're going to pick up your grandparents then.
I really did try and tell my mom that it wouldn't work. I told her that I'd be too busy to do that, and then my mom told me that I was being ungrateful for all the good things that my grandparents did for me. She kept getting more angry and upset with me, and she kept making me feel bad about not doing it, that eventually I just folded.
Oh wow, I'm really sorry to hear that, Anthony. I hope she wasn't too upset with you.
I mean, it had been a while since I saw her get worked up like that, I think. But man, it was more annoying than anything. It's that she refuses to accept that I'm an adult with my own life and responsibilities now. But I didn't want to tell her now and have her in a sour mood on the day of our wedding either. So anyways, I'm just sorry about all of this.
You don't have anything to apologize for. I mean, none of this is your fault anyways. And besides, you're right about it being a good idea to try and make sure your mom is happy the day of our wedding.
I just want the wedding to go smoothly and as little drama as possible. It's too important a day to let these petty gripes ruin it. But I just don't get it. I mean, I'm still living at home with her. So why are we going to the wedding separately in the first place? It just doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, I'm sure that your mom has her reasons, and it's not like you don't have two cars, so I guess it doesn't not make sense. But just please try and be quick about getting your grandparents and coming back, okay?
Of course, I would really hate for anything to delay you and I getting married. I promise that I'll do my best to not be late, okay?
And tell your parents that I'm sorry for all the rushing that they'll probably be doing on that day as well.
Well, I think that it's my mom who owes them an apology for deciding all of this, but I'm sure that it'll be fine.
I'm just glad that you guys have two cars to be dealing with all of this. I guess that means that you'll take the big car and I'll take the smaller one with your mom?
Sounds good, but I really am sorry for all this. I'm pretty upset at my mom for putting this in my lap at the last second. Our wedding should be a day where we only think of each other.
I know, but I'm sure that your mom has her reasons for this as well. And at the end of the day, it sounds like she's trying to bring the family closer together, so I can't fault that.
You really are too kind. Do you know that, Sandra? You don't deserve to have your wedding day messed up like this either. But man, my mom can get a bit scary when she gets angry about stuff like this.
It's okay. I think I've gotten used to the idea of her acting like this for now. Hello there, Anthony. I don't know if you've heard, but your wedding is canceled.
Mom, what are you talking about? What do you mean my wedding is canceled?
I know that Sandra isn't going to be showing up to the wedding. You see, she was in a car accident and now she can't even move. So I'm afraid that you two will just have to cancel your wedding, but how about we go out for a family lunch instead?
Hold on a second. Just what do you think you're doing, messaging me on a day like this? Who do you think you are?
Who do you think I am? I think that I'm your mother, so how about that?
Oh, really? Because I don't think of you as a mother at all. So how about that?
What in the world are you talking about, Anthony? What has gotten into you?
I mean, that I know that you messed with the car that Sandra was going to take. And anyone who would do that to my wife is no family member of mine.
I have no idea what you're talking about at all.
Oh, come on. I know that you sabotaged the car that Sandra took. She even told me that. You said you'd just take a taxi to the venue at the last second. And now you pretend like nothing has happened? You just want to go out for a family lunch? Are you that opposed to me getting married?
Anthony, I'm sorry, but I really have no idea what's gotten into you or why you're so upset right now.
Oh, just give it a rest, Mom. I know that it was you that did it. Just be honest with me.
I am being honest with you, and I am telling you that I have no idea what you're talking about. Why should I be against you marrying Sandra? Oh, wait, that's right. It's because I know what's best for you, and I can tell you that it certainly isn't her.
Aha. So you do admit that you really are against us getting married, but you really don't know what you're talking about, because I'm the one that doesn't deserve Sandra. And the only person in our whole family who has a problem with her is you. But even so, I didn't think that you'd go so far as to try to sabotage a car that Sandra would drive on the street. You caused this accident.
Okay, this is just getting ridiculous. How can you accuse me of causing the accident? I wasn't the one behind the wheel. Do you have any proof of what you're saying? Hello there. I bet you weren't expecting to hear from me, Sandra. And yes, if you must know, I have plenty of evidence. I even have someone that you confessed thinking of this plan to. Wait, Sandra? How can this be? What's going on? You made it to the wedding? I had to call a taxi, but yes, I made it to my own wedding despite your best attempts to stop me. As for you, well, I think you can probably already imagine the kind of car trouble I was having before it stopped moving. But you do realize that you've committed a crime, right? Neither of you know what you're talking about at all. It wasn't like that. I didn't do anything. Look, I get that you really, really don't like me, but you didn't have to take things this far. Shut up! You don't get to tell me what to do! You think that a country hick like you can just waltz into my family? And just what about where I come from upsets you so much? How does my coming from the country even affect you? It affects me because I know that you joining my family means that your lousy hick parents are going to try and steal everything. You are literally the only person saying any of these things about my parents. I mean, even Anthony's grandparents say that they really like me and don't care at all about my background. Well, I don't care. I don't want a lousy daughter-in-law like you, got it? Besides, I know for a fact that my daughter hates you. No, you're not right about that either. Anthony's sister is actually completely supportive. Well, that can't be right. She talks bad about you all the time. She says that she can't stand the idea of you becoming her sister-in-law. Oh, she may have thought that, but that was only because you were giving her faulty information. But Anthony and I have made sure to clear up any misunderstandings you might have been causing. It was your sister, wasn't it? She was the one who told you about what I did to the car, didn't she?
That's right. Actually, she arrived about the same time that Sandra did to the wedding venue. She showed her some of the texts that you've been sending, talking about all your plans.
I don't believe it. Betrayed by my own child. I really thought that I could trust her with that.
Come on, did you really think that anyone would be okay with a plan like this? If you actually thought that anyone would back up this horrible behavior that you've been exhibiting, then that's on you. In fact, you complain so much about Sandra, but the fact is, you've never given her a fair chance.
No, you don't know what you're talking about. Can't you see that she's just fooling you? She doesn't have your best interests at heart. You don't know anything at all. I am your mother and I know best.
No, Mom. You're the one who's completely clueless about everything, and you certainly don't know what you're talking about when it comes to Sandra. All you do is focus on the fact that her family lives out in the country. But if anyone should be embarrassed about their families, then I'm the one that should be embarrassed to be related to you.
Anthony, how could you say that to your own mother? What is the matter with you?
I'm only telling you how I really feel. I mean, what if Sandra had seriously been injured? Thankfully, there wasn't any real accident. Sandra realized her car wasn't performing well, put on her hazards, and pulled over right away. But if she hadn't thought on her feet so quickly, she could have ended up hurt or dead. Is that what you wanted to happen to the woman I want to marry?
Of course not. That's not what I wanted to happen at all. I didn't know what might happen.
But that's just another lie. I've already seen the text, and you said that you don't care at all what happens to Sandra. You're nothing but a liar and a criminal, Mom.
But Sandra's safe, isn't she? I don't see what the big deal is if nothing actually happened to her.
If you think that you're going to get away with that just because Sandra wasn't hurt, you're dead wrong. I am never ever going to forgive you for this. Do you understand?
Please, son, I really don't think there's any need to be so upset with me. I mean, you just got married. A newlywed husband shouldn't have anything to be mad about. Oh, can't we just forgive each other in the spirit of the day?
Oh, I don't think you need to worry about our wedding day anymore. After all, you won't be participating. Even though you would have been here as my mother-in-law.
Mother-in-law? Wait a second, is this Sandra?
That's right. Now about that little trap you tried to set for me. Well, I just have to say, I was shocked when I pieced it all together.
What do you mean? Oh, what's going on? What did you mean about me not participating in the wedding?
We talked to all the guests at the wedding here, and we agreed that it's best if you don't come. Even Anthony's grandparents agreed on that, so we're not going to let you show up, even if you do come. We've even told the staff to turn you away if you try and get in.
What are you talking about? You can't do this to me. You can't just keep me out of my own son's wedding.
Why? You never even wanted this wedding to take place in the first place, so why should we let you participate?
Oh, come on. You can't keep me away from this. This is my own son's wedding. You can't ban me from that.
Do you think that we're going to let you into a wedding where you tried to kill the bride? In fact, you should know that Anthony is never going to talk to you again. He has nothing but shame as far as you're concerned.
But, oh, this isn't fair. I was only trying to protect my family. I did it all for my family. How did it all come to this?
If you really can't understand why your own family wouldn't want anything to do with you after this, then maybe you really are too far gone. Because you need to understand that you tore your own family apart. I've done nothing but try to befriend you, and you literally tried to kill me. So I am really not in the mood to hear any of your victimization coming from you after this. Neither Anthony nor I are ever going to forgive you.
You can't do this to me. You're not just going to leave me like this, right? Oh, please. My family is all that I have left. Who's going to take care of me now? Hello? Are you even reading these messages? Hello? After that, Anthony's mom didn't even bother trying to come to our wedding, and thanks to her absence, we were all able to have a much, much better wedding than had she been there. If only we had thought to ban her from the wedding in the first place. Of course, Anthony was really upset about what his mother had tried to do to me, and I know it hurt him to realize the kind of person she was. A few days later, we got messages from relatives of Anthony, all bearing words of encouragement and criticism for his mom. Many said they were going to keep their distance from Anthony's mother or cut her off entirely like we had done. Either way, she was left with very few relatives who were even willing to talk to her. Of course, I don't imagine that she's reflected on why what she did was wrong, but she certainly suffered for what she tried to do to me, and I do my best to not even think about her anymore. Anthony and I have been far too busy enjoying the married life. I thought this whole episode would be a good obstacle to our honeymoon phase, but if anything, the absence of Anthony's mom has only been a positive for us. We've even gotten closer with Anthony's sister, who was so sorry for believing all the lies that her mother had told her about me before discovering the truth. So I guess in the end, the only real loser was my would-be mother-in-law.
Hey, little sis. I need rent money.
This is out of the blue. Are you moving out?
If I wasn't moving out, I wouldn't be asking for rent money now, would I?
Just answer the question. There's no need to be so sarcastic.
I won't answer stupid questions, especially not when they're coming from you. What right do you have to ask me if I'm moving out when I just asked you for rent money?
Ethan, calm down. Why are you always ready for a fight? Get this. You mentioned that you needed money for rent, and I wanted to know if you're moving out. What's so wrong about that?
Everything. Don't get me annoyed any further. Just send me the rent money.
I'm not your accountant, you know. You can be nicer when asking.
Why should I be? You're my little sister.
That's right. I'm your little sister who works her butt off to make a living while you demand for my hard-earned money as if you own it.
Hey, don't act like you got the job yourself. 3 years ago, I found the interview link online and sent it to you. Had it not been for me, you wouldn't have that job that makes you act so high and mighty.
All you sent to me was one interview link, Ethan. And it was for the position for a mere secretary. It paid peanuts. I had to work my way up to my current position of assistant manager by myself. You didn't do that work for me.
No matter what you say, you know it's true that without me, you wouldn't have gotten your fancy position as assistant manager. Now, get back to the matter at hand. When can I expect to receive the money? I need it by tomorrow morning.
Have you even found a place yet? Or are you asking for rent money you would waste on nonsensical things?
Wendy, you better stop getting on my nerves. I told you it's rent money. Why would I lie about that?
Because this is the third time you're asking me for rent money, but you never moved out. You're still living in my apartment.
This time it's different, okay? Those other times, I invested in a business and made some expenses to get some things in order.
You're lying through your teeth. Do you think you can play me for a fool? Just stop. Because you're my only brother and I care about you, I will send you the rent money you asked for. But know that this is the last time. I'm never sending you rent money again.
Yeah, whatever. Peace out.
Ethan? Why is the house so messy? Did you throw a party here or something? Everywhere is so chaotic. You better reply.
What is it this time? You're always such a bother. The house is a little messy and so what? You can clean it up.
How can you say that to me? I just got back from a long day at work and I was looking forward to some rest in my apartment. But what do I return to? Utter chaos. And my big brother, who is supposed to have my back in a time like this, doesn't care. You make my life suck.
Think whatever you want. It's your problem, not mine.
How can you say that? You're the one whose girlfriend came over 3 days ago and you said she was only going to stay one night. She's been at the apartment for 3 days and it doesn't look like she's planning on leaving. Both of you have been a nuisance. You play music all night long and I'm unable to get a good night's rest. I told you about this and you said you will keep the volume down, but you didn't. Even worse, I came home yesterday and found my room turned upside down. My wardrobe was ransacked and my beige-colored new gown that I haven't worn yet was missing.
Oh my god, you have so many complaints. You're turning into quite the nag. Are you even aware of that?
It's all because of you, Ethan. You're making me a nag and that's not fair. I've done nothing to deserve this.
Hey, I'm not responsible for any of that. You're the one who takes everything so seriously and is unable to relax. I'm gonna give you this advice because I care for you. Get a man before it's too late. You might turn into a shrew later and then they'll avoid you.
Don't you dare butt into my love life. It's none of your business and we were talking about how yours is tormenting me. You denied that your girlfriend took my gown, but I saw on your WhatsApp status that she wore it out on your date. How could you have let her into my room, allowed her to go through my things, and take whatever she pleases? How would you feel if the situation were reversed?
Stop it already. So what? It's just one gown and you have plenty. She'll dry clean it and return it to you in one piece. Chill out. Hey, Wendy, I need a loan of $3,000.
You have got to be kidding me.
I'm not. There's a business opportunity that opened up and I want to invest in it. The ROI is huge. It'll change my life.
No, I'm not loaning you 1 cent. You can forget about that business of yours.
Are you sure about that, sis? Don't forget that I know something that can tarnish your precious career.
What are you talking about?
Let me refresh your memory a bit. Many years ago, you did something very bad, and I'm the only one who knows about it. Ring a bell?
Ethan, don't do it. I'm your little sister, for crying out loud. How can you even think of doing that to me?
But I didn't do anything. Yet. And I won't do anything if you simply do what you're supposed to and loan me some money. You keep acting like I'm asking for so much. You make a lot of money. Why is it so hard for you to share some of it?
What do you keep yapping about? I give you money all the time. I have to save some money too. Do you even realize this?
Whatever. So, when can I expect the money?
Let's talk about this for a bit. What business is this that you want to invest in? Is it real estate, oil and gas, cryptocurrency?
It's none of those things. This is a new business. It's not very popular, but take my word for it when I tell you that it's highly profitable.
I cannot take your word for anything, Ethan. You've never been trustworthy. Take, for instance, how you borrowed money for your rent from me for the 3rd time, but you still live in my house?
Geez, you really hold on to things. It's a profitable investment. You won't regret loaning me the money.
I highly doubt that. Can you guarantee that this business will be so profitable that you will never ask me for money again?
You're just finding ways to get out of sharing your money.
Actually, I just remembered something important. Your girlfriend posted on her Instagram that she would be getting a liposuction. Are you getting a loan from me to spend it on that? Forget about it. I'm not giving you any money. I won't waste my hard-earned money on your girlfriend's liposuction. Go get it elsewhere.
If you've forgotten what I know that can ruin your beloved career, I'll spill the secret I'm keeping and the consequences will be severe for you.
Damn you. Go ahead and do whatever you want. Just know that I'll never bend to your demands.
We'll see about that.
What did you do? Are you really not going to answer me right now? You deserve to be arrested for what you've done.
Ooh, you must have received the notifications. My bad.
Why are you so nonchalant and unrepentant? You stole my credit cards and spent the entire $2,500 left in them. I am shaking in anger as I'm typing this.
Quiet down. You continually keep making a big deal where there's none. Didn't steal your credit cards. I knew they were in your purse, so I went there and took them.
You took them without my permission. That is wrong on many levels, Ethan, and you know it.
It's not. If we're related and I told you I needed a loan a few days ago, consider this money that loan.
It's only a loan if it will be repaid. But you and I know that you never plan to repay me.
Why should I? You're my provider. So long as you're there, I don't need to take out an actual loan. I can just take it from you and forget about repayment. It's so ideal, isn't it?
No, absolutely not. I am not your provider. You are my older brother by 6 years. You should be working to support me from time to time, not the other way around.
Hey, listen up. You have a very good job where you get paid good money. I don't need to work because you already do. And guess what? I have every right to all of your money.
Why? What you're saying makes no sense. You're seriously deluded, and I'm so sick and tired of fighting with you.
I got you the job. Don't ever forget that. I played my own part. Now it's your turn to play yours and provide. Stop whining about the money I spent. See it as my allowance. After all, I deserve a monthly allowance from you for what I've done for you.
You wear me out so much. I'll go stay over at a friend's house for a few days to catch a break.
That's a good idea. Have fun. You know my birthday's coming up next week, right?
Of course. What does that have to do with anything?
I want a birthday present from you. Can you guess what it might be?
I don't know. I'm not really in the mood to play your games.
I want a car from you as my birthday present.
What? You must be joking. That is an outrageous demand. Do you know how much a car costs?
Of course! I looked up the price. Yeah, it's a bit expensive, but I'm sure you can afford it. You do have your savings after all.
There's a reason it's called savings. It wasn't intended to be spent recklessly.
Buying a car for me isn't spending recklessly. I need it. You can't expect me to keep taking the bus and subway everywhere I go. I am of age to own and drive my own car, and you're getting me one.
Let me give you a better idea. Get a decent job, save up some money, and get your own car yourself. For how long are you going to keep this up? Aren't you tired of leeching off of your younger sister?
I've never thought of it in that way. You're helping me out because you have more money, that's all. Also, stop telling me to get a job. I don't have to work when I have you. How many times must I repeat myself? So, about that car, I'll send you the spec and model I want so you can get it from a car dealer?
No, I'm not getting you a car. I will do no such thing.
You're really getting on my nerves. I'll really expose your secret that you embezzled company funds in your previous workplace 5 years ago.
Who did I do that for? You. I was on the verge of losing you because you were so sick and needed money for surgery. There was no way to get that much money in such a short time. That's why I had to embezzle your surgery bills. I saved your life and this is how you're repaying me? I am so disappointed in you.
I don't care what you think of me. Just give me that car. You have 2 weeks to make me a proud owner of a car, or else I'll expose your secret to your company. I bet they won't be so understanding, and what would you do then? You better buy me a car and save yourself the trouble. Hello? Wendy, are you there? You're not replying. Better reply to me right now, or I'm gonna be so mad at you. Wendy, why is my stuff outside the apartment? Did you kick me out of your house? You can't do that. I'm your older brother. Let me back inside. The door is locked and my key won't work. I've been banging away on the door, but you're not responding. Are you not home? If you don't let me back inside right now, I will destroy you. Do you hear me? I'm not playing games anymore.
Oh, hey Ethan. Looks like you're enjoying my little surprise.
Where are you?
Me? I just got off a plane.
What do you mean by that? Did you go on a business trip or something without informing me?
No, actually, I moved to Europe. I'm never ever returning to the States. I left your life for good.
You can't do that to me. You know I can expose your secret, and this is finally the time.
Gosh, I'm so sick of your weak, empty threats. I was afraid of a weasel like you for no reason. Here's a fact. You have no evidence. Nada. Wait, there's more. I reached out to the owner of my former company, the one you oh so kindly loved to remind me that I embezzled from. I confessed to him what I did and paid back everything I took. He was quite understanding and forgiving. Really holds no grudges against me. Lastly, I no longer work at my present company, the one that your interview link got me into. I got a new job and it pays 3 times more than my former job. You're not connected in any way to this business story, so there's no share for you in it.
You will not get away with this. I'll find you and bring you back to where you belong.
Oh no, I'm quaking in my boots. What will I ever do? Oh well, you're the world's greatest ingrate. I made numerous sacrifices for you, but you never for once appreciated any of it. Goodbye.
Wendy, hold on. Wait, we're not done talking. I really need your help. I have no money. Please help me.
My goodness, he knows how to say please?
I've been living on the streets these past few days and I have nowhere else to go. I haven't even had a proper meal in days. Don't you care about what happens to me?
No, I don't. Once upon a time, I would have cared, but not anymore. You don't deserve it. If you're so hungry, go get any job, even if it's a dishwashing job.
How can you suggest such a dirty job? It's beneath me. I can't do it. Instead, do me one last favor. Send me some money to invest in a business. I promise. It's for real this time. I won't waste it.
I don't care about you anymore, older brother. You never cared about me, and you made the past couple years a living hell for me. I'm done with you.
I'm so sorry. Please, give me one last chance.
Ethan continued to beg me, but I ignored him. Eventually, he got a job washing dishes, and I've heard from friends how miserable he looks. Sometimes, he opens fake Facebook accounts to leave hate comments on my posts, and it's so pathetic. The accounts all end up getting shut down by Facebook. As for me, I'm happily living my dream life and don't regret my decision to cut ties with my brother.